Hey guys, today's sponsor is Compass Mining. Compass Mining is a Bitcoin mining and hosting service for new and experienced miners. With decentralization at the core of their values, they seek to provide the best service and support for your mining needs. With hosting included and full control where you mine to, you mine at your own pace with exceptional support backing you all the way. If ease of use and establishing passive income on mining Bitcoin sounds good for you, then hit the description below and head over to Compass Mining's website. Hey guys, welcome back. Carter, BitsBeTrippin. We're effectively day 4 / going into day 5 out at the farm, getting things set up. We had to go out and pick up some more valves and set up. Now that we have most of the design blueprinted for this immersion, we're gonna get ready to start doing leak down testing here in the next couple days. That way we can check all the fittings, make sure everything's good to go, and then start to get these things planted in there for the first set of the immersion. First 2 tanks going. And for the people that wanted to know how the cards are sitting in there, now we don't have the risers on these, but essentially these are the GPU clusters that'll be going in here. And if you look at this card, you got 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 card width. And you can see the way they're set up here. But these are essentially the cluster. These are out of the immersion tank. This is essentially the design with the immersion tank. As we'll put those in there, you guys can see kind of this setup here and the way they're running. It's a very dense setup. So like this is 2 GPUs right here. So there's 1 here and then there's the other one butted right up to it. So that's the design. So people weren't really tracking when I shared this the other day. 1 riser on this side, 1 riser on this side. Both of the GPUs sharing the heatsink, and that's the kind of setup here. And we can see, it's sitting there at about 31 mega hash each. How these work with the risers and then the cabling that'll come up. So there'll be space for cabling to come up. And then we have stands that then hook up over here and float over this channel that the water goes across, that will suspend the motherboard and the power supplies up out of the way, just given the heat transfer from the GPUs themselves. So you guys can see some of the clusters set up and going here. There's the shot. You guys can see, and you see the flow plates that would be letting the fluid come up through the cards and through all the fins. And you can tell, the fins are set up the correct way. Now these are the RX 470 8 gig GPUs. We also have 580 8 gig GPUs. These are the mining edition GPUs, but it's not just these. We're going to be also doing the RTX cards that we have. We have some of the GTX cards, the GTX 1070s, and everything's getting sunk. So they're a little different build out, and they go a little higher because some of those PCBs are a little higher. But to give you guys an idea and understanding of that kind of setup and build, that those will be in there, that's kind of the next phase, is to start getting these moved over and transitioned. And what I'm going to do is take you guys through a couple steps of that process today, of 1, benchmarking the cards, making sure the density is right, and then how do we start removing the heat transfer material that doesn't work really well with this type of solution, the EC 1000 fluid, or EC 100 fluid rather. We're using indium for that, and I'm going to show you guys that process coming up here. Little dot dab right here. All right guys, back to doing some more testing here. We got this machine up to 371 mega hash, about 31 per GPU. These are RX 470 8 gig cards. I'm testing right now with Raven Coin with our mining rigs here. We're getting 14.75 mega hash per. This is 177 mega hash mining. So doing some more testing this time now with Ravencoin on these 145700s. We're at about 315 mega hash right now, and you know, we're a little high on the temps. I'm trying to do some configuration to make this to where we're using a little less power to bring down the mega hash a little bit. But this is a common theme that I'm seeing out there with everybody working on builds like this that we're working on Ethereum, is that you're using too much power with Ravencoin. And what you can do is you can dial back those cores quite a bit and the memory quite a bit and get relatively 90% of what you would expect hash power, but drop your power considerably, close to 30 to 40% on that, and they won't run the card as hard. So while you're not getting the maximum ability of your card, you are saving on power and heat with something like Ravencoin. And if that becomes the most profitable option, or that becomes to where your only option for you to keep your operation running, you gotta take that consideration of dropping that power and that core setting down quite a bit on these. Like right now, I think we're running these at 1300 core. I've seen a lot of people running these cards at 1400 and higher, and I'm actually probably going to drop them to around 1200 on the core and just see how much that affects the performance. But right now at about 23 mega hash, not too bad. Using quite a significantly less power than they were using before, but we'll be bringing those numbers to you guys as we start to go through the process of converting these over for the immersion.